merciful celebration of Panihati, where Srila Raghunath Das Goswami received the mercy of Nitai Gaur. Okay, and yesterday was the actual Snana Purnima Tithi, where Lord Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra received a grand bath. Okay, and everyone on the streets of Puri could actually witness this wonderful Abhishek. So in this, keeping this in mind, all of us are very happy in this festival mood. And I am also feeling extremely fortunate to be able to address all of you and have your wonderful association this morning as we read through the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad-gītā. So thank you all very, very much for joining. So let us start now.
Mataji, will it be possible for you to share?
Sure, Prabhu.
Yes, sorry, because I had to leave. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. So let us take a look at the verses. And before that, let us invoke auspiciousness by chanting the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Today they are being auspiciously bathed at the Dodda Gosai Ghat in Sri Rangapatna. So now let us get into our subject for today, which is the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad-gītā. So we have been reading through the 6th chapter and all of you have been participating every day. So who can tell us what was said in the 5th and 6th chapters? The 5th and 6th, not chapters, the 5th and 6th verses. What did Lord Krishna say in the 5th and 6th verses? Okay, I'll give you a clue. Who is the Bandhu? And who can also be the Shatru? Bandhu. Bandhu means friend. Shatru.
Mind. Mind, Mataji, mind.
Yes, the mind. So what does Lord Krishna say? Lord Krishna says that for one who has controlled the mind can be his best friend. And for one who has failed to do so, the mind will be the worst enemy. All right. So at the very beginning of the chapter, before Krishna even, like any good speaker, before Krishna even starts to describe the process by which we can control the mind, he first tells us the importance of controlling the mind. He has established the importance of controlling the mind. And now from verses 7 through 9, Krishna is going to tell us how a person who has complete control of his mind, how does he or she behave? Okay, so that's very, very interesting. So let us read the verses now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shlokas number 7, 8 and 9. We will read them all together, all three together. Jitatmanaha prashantasya Jitatmanaha prashantasya Paramatma samahitaha Paramatma samahitaha Shitoshna sukha-dukkeshu Tatamana pamanayo. Translation: for one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. So very similar. You will actually find that the second two lines of this shloka are very similar to that of the 14th chapter, 14th verse in the second chapter. Okay, which begins with Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya. So very similar. All right, so now let us read the 8th and 9th verses. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutasto Vijitendriyaha Kutasto Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloshrashmakanchanaha Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloshrashmakanchanaha. So in continuation of Krishna describing the person who has controlled his mind, Krishna says, a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Finally, verse number 9. Suhrin mitratri yudashina Suhrin mitratriudashina Madhyasta dveshya bandhushu Madhyasta dveshya bandhushu Sadhushvapi cha papeshu Sadhusvapi cha papeshu Samabuddhir vishishyate Samabuddhir vishishyate. Translation: a person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral, the mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. Okay, so Krishna has said many things here, many symptoms of that person who has full control of their mind. Okay, so now let us analyze these verses carefully. Okay, let us look at them from the context that Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. So actually, dear devotees, by nature, we are required to abide to the Paramatma, the super soul, or the Lord who is seated within our hearts as Paramatma. Okay, but when the mind is misled by external illusory energy, we become entangled in all material activities. We are not able to abide or follow the instructions of the Paramatma, which is why it is very important for us to try and achieve a controlled mind so that we can follow the instructions of the Paramatma within us. When we can do this, then we can be happy and peaceful. Okay, so it is very important to abide to this superior nature of Paramatma. The mind must admit some superior dictation, okay, and just follow it. It is very essential for us to thus achieve mind control. So when one's mind is controlled, he will automatically follow the dictation of the Paramatma. And this situation, Prabhus, Mataji's, this situation can be achieved by one who is fully Krishna conscious. Okay, which is why the devotees of the Lord, we can see how such wonderful devotees, for example, Haridas Thakur, okay, he was unaffected by anything, happiness, distress, cold, heat, whoever may come and go. Okay, Haridas Thakur was unaffected. He was simply fixed in devotional service because he could control his mind by chanting the holy name. Okay, and this state of being unaffected by anything and having this perfect mind control is called samadhi. Okay, samadhi does not only mean detachment from everything without being attached to anything. No, samadhi means being detached, yes, but having full absorption in the Supreme, being fully absorbed in the Lord Himself. That is actually called samadhi. Okay, so in verse number 8, it says that a person who is a yogi, whenever he is fully satisfied, okay, due to knowledge and realization, such a person, he sees no difference between even pebbles and gold. So, two things: one, knowledge; second, realization. Both are required. We have to have both. Both are equally important. Simply having book knowledge without realization is not sufficient. I'm not saying this. Srila Prabhupada actually writes this in the purport to shloka number 8. Simply having book knowledge without realization is not sufficient. Okay. So in this regard, let us look at this verse from the Nectar of Devotion. Okay, I hope you can see. So knowledge without realization is simply useless. Atha Shri Krishna Namadhi na bhavet grayam indriyai sevon mukhe hi jivadhav swayameva spuratyadaha. Srila Rupa Goswami writes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that no one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. Okay, I also point your attention to this third line, Sevon Mukhe hi Jiva Do. We have to serve the Lord. Jiva, serving starts with the tongue. You see, all our senses are contaminated, they are imperfect. We can only first make the senses perfect and then realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it is not so easy to perfect our senses. But our acharyas and the Lord tells us that by rendering transcendental service to the Lord, by chanting his name, by honoring his prasad, basically using our tongue to chant his names and honor his prasad, then we can purify our senses and then we can slowly start to understand the transcendental nature of the Lord. So basically, simply by knowledge, we cannot understand. We also have to associate with devotees and render devotional service. Then the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, will reveal himself to us. Okay, if he sees our sincerity. All right. So this is very important to note that both knowledge and realization are important. Okay, we read and we acquire knowledge. At the same time, we have to render devotional service and associate with devotees so that the Lord will reveal himself to us and then we can realize him. Hence, we would have achieved knowledge and realization. So it is important for us to associate with devotees who are in pure consciousness. Okay. So a Krishna conscious person has this realized knowledge by the grace of Krishna because he is satisfied by rendering pure devotional service. Okay, when we have this realized knowledge, not just knowledge, but realized knowledge, then we can be steady. We can be steady in our conviction, in our devotional service. Only by academic knowledge, we will be deluded and confused. All right. But for a realized soul who is surrendered to Krishna, okay, mundane scholarship, for others, mundane scholarship may seem like gold. But for one who has surrendered to Krishna, simply mundane scholarship are of no greater value than pebbles or stones. All right? Because you can acquire so much of knowledge. But the point is, what do we want to do with that knowledge? That's why it is said here that mundane knowledge is of no greater value than pebbles and stones. Okay? And for someone who is very advanced, finally, Krishna says, for this most advanced realized soul, he sees everything equally, right? He sees everything equally. He is steady and fixed in his devotional service. And finally, Krishna also says that he will regard honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, those who are neutral towards him, those who are his enemies, those who are pious, those who are sinners. This perfect self-realized person will view all these people equally. All right? Will view all these people equally. So, Krishna has described the state and symptoms of one who is in the Yoga Ruddha stage. Basically, Krishna has described the perfect stage now. Okay? So many things to achieve. We may be thinking, when will the day come when I can achieve this stage? But Krishna does not only tell us the goal, Krishna also gives us the process. He always does that. So for the rest of this chapter, Krishna will describe the process by which we can achieve this perfectional stage. So please stay tuned, join us every day for these daily Gita sessions so we can understand how we can achieve this perfection. Thank you very much, all devotees. Hare Krishna. For those who are today in Sri Rangapatna, kindly pray for us who do not have the fortune to be there today. You will witness the most amazing, wonderful Abhishek of Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and you will honor the Chida Dahi or the yogurt chipped rice, curd chipped rice offerings by Raghunath Das Goswami. So it will be a very nice day. In case you were not planning to go, but you are free today, then we will be happy to share with you the location. It is just beyond Mysore, so you can reach in 2.5 hours if you drive also, and you can partake in the wonderful celebration. Okay, so you can reach out to Sri Hari Prabhu and he will give you details. So please, please do join us, those of you who are in Bangalore or around Mysore. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhyaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Thank you very much, Sri Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji, Dhanat Pranams. So we are just waiting here for the bus to come, and we are all about to leave to Srirangapatna now.
Jai, are you near HSR?
Yes, near HSR. Yes.
All right, very nice. So we have buses going from all parts of the cities, and so for those of you who would like to join, if you can reach the temple in a short time now, you can also still join because there are buses from our temple, ISKCON Sheshadripuram. Otherwise, you can choose to avail your own transport as well and reach there, okay, in time for the festival. So thank you all very, very much. Very happy to be amidst all of you after such a long time. Hare Krishna, all devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you can end the meeting, please. Just end the meeting.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you all very
Yeah.
much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.